Hello, this is Ugo Uche with Resolutions. In this video, I'm going to be addressing the topic about the benefits of anger. So I'm going to start off by saying there are absolutely no benefits of anger whatsoever. None whatsoever. You know, several months ago I wrote a blog post which I posted on Google Plus, and I titled it, it was titled that anger is a useless emotion, and I got a lot of feedback, and a significant number of the feedback it received were people who, were in disagreement about it. And I can understand why people will have a knee-jerk reaction to the idea that anger is a useless emotion, because some people are taught to bury their emotions, not acknowledge their painful emotions, and pretend to not be angry when they are angry. Now, for clarification, I do not believe that people should deny their emotions. I do not believe that people should stuff their anger. If you are angry, then acknowledge that you're angry. It's whether you acknowledge it or not. If you're angry, you're angry. But the key is, oftentimes when we're angry, it's because someone has wounded us, or someone have taken actions to disrespect us in some way, shape, or form, or we are going through a humiliating predicament. So what you need is a solution, and a solution specifically to remove yourself out of that predicament. Getting angry is not the solution. Getting angry is a knee-jerk response to realizing that you are being disrespected in some way, shape, or form. Now, in order for you to come up with a solution, you have to get out of the state of being angry. And it becomes a counterintuitive process of in order to get past your anger, you have to acknowledge that you're angry. Then you have to go through the process of accepting the situation for what it is, otherwise known as accepting life on life's terms. So, some people say that if you're going to get angry, that you should be angry because angry is a healthy emotion. By default, most emotions that you experience without thinking are healthy to experience. It's just, what you're feeling. But you can't solve problems from primal feelings. So all our emotions originate in the amygdala, which is located in the primitive brain. The primitive brain, when it comes to emotion, is designed for fight or flight. Besides your breathing, besides sensations, when it comes to conflict and you experience feelings from those conflicts, it's fight or flight. You can't solve problems from a place of fight or flight, because to fight is a primal urge, and to flee is also a primal urge. So if you take the angry stance, say you're being subjected to some kind of ordeal, and you say, I'm going to fight this. All right. Angry people tend to make the biggest cowards, because when faced with overwhelming force that's greater than you, the knee-jerk response is to flee. This is because you're thinking and you're operating from your primitive brain. In order for you to come up with strategic solutions to overcome whatever it is that you're going through, you need to access your cerebral brain, specifically speaking, your prefrontal cortex. And in order to access your cerebral brain, you have to access your cerebral brain from a place of calmness and purpose and focus. You can't be in a state of calm. You can't be focused from a state of anger. It's just not possible. Granted, being assertive, which is to be calm, and which is to be focused, which is to be stern, has similarities with being angry. But being assertive is not the same thing as being angry. Anger comes from a place of entitlement. This is when we're angry, or when you observe people who are angry, they use statements such as, you shouldn't say that, or you shouldn't do that, or how dare you, do you know who I am, etc., etc., etc. And the angry person puts his power in the hands of others. The angry person thinks about how others have offended him or her and how others should behave accordingly in order for him or her to be pleased, which is irrational, because at the end of the day we have no control over what other people say or do, but we do have control over what we say or do. Getting past your anger and accepting circumstances on their own accord, takes humility. To accept the situation for what it is and to come up with some viable solution, you have to be humble. Now, humility is not the same thing as being humiliated. Humiliated is when you come from a place of anger and you want to fight with all your might, and you are overcome by overwhelming force, and your instinct is to flee or freeze. You're humiliated. Humility is to accept that you're not all that. You've been had, but there's a will, there's a way. So, in summary, anger is a useless emotion when it comes to solving problems. You cannot solve problems from a place of anger. It actually takes a great deal of courage to exercise humility to solve problems. So, and to get into the habit of exercising humility, you have to come from a place of unconditional self-acceptance, but that's a different video which I will discuss. Other than that, thank you for watching my video on anger. This is Ugo Uche with Road to Resolutions, and the link to my website is in the description box. Thank you for watching.